I spent half a day working on my little portable air compressor that I decided I could use in the shop for air at the bench. And I've got a little quick coupler, and I was using an old 8-foot piece of hose I bought for something years ago. Routes through the cabinet, down, around, it comes out down here, and then I moved this one fitting, plumbed it over to the side so I could have this plugged in without the hose being sticking out here and getting tripped over or snagged or whatever. Worked out bitchin'. I cranked the pressure up to whatever this is, 175 pounds, to test for leaks, and the hose popped. I'm probably replacing the hose with something a little better. This was a cheap Harbor Freight, it's rubber, and I already cut off the bad part. To get this going, I'm gonna try to, peel off this fitting, expose the barbed end of this, and use hose clamp. I've seen all kinds of repair kits. One of the nicer ones is a 2-piece threaded thing, but it's like 10 bucks, and you can buy the hose for not much more than that. So I'm going to do this cheap and dirty. And on this, it doesn't matter if there's exposed hose clamps. Can be an issue on an air hose catching on stuff. Being this is for a fixed installation, should be fine. Anyway, put it in the vise and peel off this piece of brass to get this hose off. Yeah, easier. The only reason I'm using dikes is because the jaw's a little smaller to get in there. Of course, now this thing's going to swivel. Unfortunately, it keeps cutting it. Well, we're almost through. And there. Kind of curious about the swivel action now. Looks like I'm gonna have to cut the hose to get it off. There it is, mangled. You know what surprises me, of all the different ways I've seen guys hack these back together, I don't think a whole lot of people own utility knives. So does that just rotate on the Barbs? That's the spool? Interesting. A scratch. So this is just a standard threaded barb fitting. Learn something every day. I thought there was like a two-piece. Anyway. Bunch of old band clamps. This one's better diameter for the hose, but it's so thin that it would barely catch a barb, maybe. And then this one, which is really too big diameter wise, but the width is more likely to contain it. Typically the air pressure is going to be about 90, because mostly it's used for my small staple guns, bride gun. I usually run 90 pounds or less. Anyway, we're gonna slip this over the hose, shove this in there, tighten her down, and see what we got. The hose clamp. I didn't notice how far back that first. I think it's right about. Shoot. Okay, I want to be back about 3/16. And close. Okay. Yeah. Actually, I don't mind if it leaks a little bit, but I just don't want it blowing off. I think I'm going to use a ratchet. Okay, manual ratchet. I think I'm gonna call that good. Hose repair. Pretty easy to get off. I think we scored this first. I mean, it's really thin brass. Yeah, I assume typical. I don't know. Anyway, we'll put it on the air compressor and crank up the pressure, but I'm not going to pressure test it to full capacity because I don't plan on using that. And more than likely, this old hose, it looks okay. It looked okay before too. Yeah, let's see if it blows up. Okay, let's plug her in and see what happens. Let's do 120. And blow off. No gross air leaks. Pressure seems to be holding. I think we're good. Hose repair. Like I said, this is a fixed location. I curdled the end of the hose barb just so I don't cut myself on it. There's my groovy relocation kit. Bunch of galvanized fittings. Like I said, I did add this support, so just flat bar bolted together so it doesn't unscrew itself. And we have air. The other thing I did on this little Harbor Freight compressor was add this pilot light. When it's on the on position, especially being tucked under the bench here, you can exit the shop thinking it's off or not really paying attention. But if I happen to notice that little light on, I know middle of dark 30 that thing's going to be going off, possibly. I'll be out here running around on my long john trying to shut the stupid compressor off. Cheap and dirty fix. Anyway, enjoy.